What happens when a rising star looks his own team in the eye and asks the one question no franchise ever wants to hear? Not, how much will you pay me, but something far deeper, something that cuts right to the core of loyalty and trust. In July 2025, the Golden State Warriors thought they were handling business as usual. Negotiations with Jonathan Kuminga, their 22-year-old forward and former number 7 overall pick, seemed straightforward on paper. They put $45 million across 2 years on the table, team option included. A big payday for most players his age, but Kuminga didn't bite. He didn't just decline, it was the way he declined that sent ripples through the organization. When owner Joe Lacob asked him directly, "Do you want to be here?" Kuminga fired back with words that now define his entire relationship with Golden State. "Do you even want me?" That single line revealed everything. Not about money, not about playing time, but about trust. For a young player, those words weren't just frustration, they were a cry for clarity. Was he supposed to be a building block or just a placeholder until the next big trade? Golden State tried again. By September 2025, they upped the ante. 3 years, $75 million. Again, with a team option that leaned heavily in the Warriors' favor. A deal designed less for stability and more for flexibility. Read trade bait. And once again, Kuminga resisted, not because of the dollar signs, but because the structure told him something the Warriors wouldn't say out loud. You're valuable, but only if you're expendable. Compare that to Chicago, who had just locked Josh Giddey into a $25 million per year deal. Around the league, the perception became clear. Kuminga wasn't rejecting millions. He was rejecting being treated like a human trade exception. Here's where things get messy. Kuminga has one nuclear option: sign a 1-year, $8 million qualifying offer. On paper, that sounds like a step backward, turning down nearly $50 million guaranteed. But the fine print makes it explosive. That qualifying offer would come with a no-trade clause, which means the Warriors couldn't flip him, stash him, or dangle him as part of a bigger deal. And in 2026, Kuminga could walk for nothing. No assets back, just gone. That's the nightmare scenario for Golden State, losing a former top 10 pick in his prime years with nothing to show for it. The rest of the league is watching this train wreck with popcorn in hand, and offers have already poured in. Sacramento Kings dangled a package around Malik Monk and a first-rounder worth roughly $63 to $66 million over 3 years. Phoenix Suns went bigger, 4 years, close to $90 million, with Royce O'Neal and multiple second-round picks as the centerpiece. Both rivals promise something Golden State hasn't: a guaranteed starter role, a player option, and the chance to actually grow into a franchise cornerstone. But here's the kicker. Despite their own fractured marriage, the Warriors turned every single one of those offers down. At the heart of this saga isn't just money. It's Steve Kerr. Reports say Kerr doesn't want Kuminga as part of the core rotation. And Kuminga? He doesn't want to be there if Kerr is the one holding the clipboard. It's that simple. Think about the dysfunction. The head coach and a young lottery pick openly at odds, while Steph Curry's window for contention is shrinking by the day. Analysts have compared it to a broken marriage, staying together only for the kids. Except in this case, the kids are the Warriors' title hopes. The two-timeline experiment, balancing veterans with young talent, was always risky. It worked in theory, build for the future without wasting Steph's present. In reality, it's crumbling. James Wiseman, gone. Moses Moody, on thin ice. And Kuminga, the jewel of that strategy, is now openly questioning whether the Warriors even value him. The numbers tell their own story. Last season, Kuminga had multiple DNPs, did not play, while veterans on expiring deals soaked up minutes. To him, that wasn't development. It was disrespect. And when a player feels his growth is being stalled on purpose, it doesn't just hurt stats. It eats away at trust. That's what Kuminga has been battling all season long. Let's break it down. By refusing the Warriors' offers, Kuminga has walked away from at least $48 million guaranteed. That's not a gamble players take lightly, so why risk it? Because sometimes the real currency isn't cash, it's belief. Kuminga wants touches, minutes, responsibility. Golden State wants flexibility, cap space, and control. The two visions aren't just different, they're colliding. This isn't just front office drama, it's bleeding onto the court. Warriors insiders fear the chemistry hit if Kuminga stays, but stays unhappy. Imagine trying to chase a championship with one of your young stars, doubting every move the team makes. That energy doesn't stay hidden, it spreads. And as one analyst put it, you can't win titles with your future cornerstone looking over his shoulder, wondering if tonight's his turn or his last game in the jersey. Behind closed doors, this saga isn't just a Kuminga vs front office problem. It's a test of leadership for the Warriors' veterans. Steph Curry has always been the steady hand, the one who calms storms. But even he knows his twilight years can't be wasted on organizational tug-of-war. Publicly, Steph stays neutral. Privately, teammates say he's frustrated the focus isn't solely on winning. Draymond Green, meanwhile, has been vocal, saying Kuminga's potential is real but unrealized. Coming from Draymond, that's both a compliment and a challenge. He sees the ceiling, but he also sees the tension tearing at the locker room. The longer this plays out, the more it risks dividing the team into two camps: the vets who want stability and the young guys who want opportunity. For longtime Warriors fans, this drama feels familiar. Think back to Kevin Durant's departure in 2019, when whispers of unhappiness turned into full-blown fracture, or the James Wiseman saga, where development promises evaporated and the player was shipped out. The Warriors have been here before. But this time, the stakes feel heavier, because unlike KD, Kuminga represents not just a star in the present, but hope for the future. If that hope is lost, the dynasty may not have another chapter left. Around the league, rival executives are circling like sharks. Some believe Golden State is overplaying their hand, betting Kuminga won't risk the qualifying offer. Others see it differently. A 22-year-old confident enough to walk away from $48 million is a player who knows his worth. One anonymous GM reportedly said, "If Kuminga hits the market, we'll empty the vault." He's not just a role player, he's a future all-star. That kind of chatter doesn't just raise Kuminga's leverage, it increases the pressure on Golden State to act before this turns into a lose-lose scenario. So where does this all go? There are only three real outcomes: stay and play, Kuminga signs a trade-friendly deal, Warriors reassess mid-season. Trade now, Kings or Suns get their guy, Warriors get assets before the situation turns nuclear. Qualifying gamble, Kuminga bets on himself, signs the $8 million QO, and walks in 2026 free agency. None of these paths are clean, all of them carry risk. And every single one has the power to reshape the Warriors' dynasty blueprint. This isn't just a contract standoff, it's a culture clash. A 22-year-old with sky-high potential asking a team that's been a dynasty for a decade, "Am I your future, or just your insurance policy?" The Warriors' silence has been louder than their offers. And around the NBA, executives see one thing clearly. If a player is brave enough to turn down tens of millions, it's not about greed, it's about belief. And belief is the one thing Golden State hasn't given Jonathan Kuminga. Ultimately, this is bigger than Jonathan Kuminga. It's about how the Warriors handle the delicate balance between past glory and future promise. One wrong step, and both could collapse at once. So here's the real question. Are the Warriors protecting their dynasty, or slowly destroying it from the inside? Because if Kuminga walks, this won't just be a lost contract. It could be the move that finally closes the Steph Curry era. What do you think? Should Golden State double down on their young star or cut ties before it's too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what happens next in this saga.